right, so Mr. Denny Ifetayo is a publisher of Megastar magazine, a journalist. Mr. Ifetayo, thank you so much for coming on the program.
Thank you. Good morning. It's my pleasure to be here once again.
Perhaps let's start with the Guardian newspaper. The Guardian is leading with international pressure mounts on FG as states close schools over kidnapping. International pressure mounts on FG as states close schools over kidnappings. That's a page 6 read on the Guardian newspaper. What do you make of this, sir?
Yeah, first and foremost, let me even congratulate the family whose their children, their family have joined them. And I think state government closing of school is not the best way to go about it. That's to show that maybe they are not winning the war as they claim to be. And of course, I would have expected them that they should deploy more security personnel around those schools or some volatile area or community that they feel that they are prone to some of these terrorist attacks. I think that sometimes, maybe because of the international community, they are looking at our direction, like what we say in our local parlance, that to call out the federal government that they are not doing enough. Just like you said, I was listening to you, that it's not just for some of those children, whether they were released or they fled from their captor or they escaped, whatever the guys is. What about those people who perpetrated the act? What are they doing? They should do more to show that, yes, the pressure from international community or from America, so to say, Donald Trump, that yes, we are doing much more to make sure that we take care of our own security challenges, you know. So the pressure is good so that they can sit up and do what they need to do. Maybe if it were to be that America is not looking at our side, they will have relaxed about it, or you and I know that we are in this country when something will be happening at home and some of our past presidents will take a trip to a foreign country. And why you cannot have your house is on fire or your roof is on fire and you want to be at ease. But anyway, whatever it is, if we need more of the international pressure on federal government so that they can, you know, do their job, so that they can get serious about what they are elected to do, which is number one priority, to keep to keep people safe and also protect our community and borders.
Mr. Fetcher, I mean, I'm just wondering, perhaps, you know, how dependent we are on the international community. You know, it goes to show perhaps just how, you know, we are not really independent as sometimes we claim to be. But let's head on to the New Telegraph here as well. It stays with issues around insecurity as well. ISWAP abducts 12 female farmers in Borno. But perhaps we can look at what played out yesterday. Tinubu orders withdrawal of police officers guarding VIPs. A big decision indeed for Mr. President, some would say. But the why you look at the major rider then, of course, Mr. President's decision to withdraw police officers for VIPs. I'm not sure where exactly we stand in terms of winning the war. On one side, we hear students have been released or recovered or escaped. On the other hand, 12 farmers have been kidnapped somewhere in Borno State.
Yes, you know, we identify some states, especially in the northern part of Nigeria, where we are having challenges. And to me, just like I said, was it last week, I said that even some of our police, the federal government, they still need to recruit more. Even the state government, we're talking about state police. Security is a challenge that we need to tackle if we want to enjoy any form of peace or coexistence in Nigeria or any state for that matter. And of course, I said that if you have a challenges or what something has happened, what can we do, you know, to prevent reoccurrence of this thing in the future? You know, kidnapping is not new to us. So what are the government, what can we do to put a stop to this thing? And just like we are saying, we are talking about these people, they have a sponsor. They have those who finance them. Can you imagine over 300 children were kidnapped? Are they going to take them on foot? No. Buses are going to be provided. So who is buying the buses? You know, those are the things they should look into, and also to invest more when it comes to we are talking about artificial intelligence, you know, and the cameras and all of that can be installed, you know, community policing, you know, partnership with vigilante and all of that, the local, you know, those are the things that I think government needs to do. It's not today we'll be hearing of kidnapping, whether they are farmer or not farmer is another thing. Now we're talking about hunger in the land, you know, food, you know, these are the things that the government needs to, you know, prioritize. Yes, I'm glad that Mr. President withdraw some of the police officers said, well, you can have access to armed civil defense, you know, to protect you in case you need anyone. But because we know that the number of policemen guiding our nation, they are grossly inadequate. They should do more when it comes to intelligence gathering and also shaming those who are behind these evil acts, whether they belong to their party or they do not belong to their party, not because see your many sins, but once you join us, you work for us, you know, your sins are forgiven. You know, we should not politicize the issue of kidnapping because it's getting worse by the day and it does not allow foreign direct investment to come because they'll be shying away where there's no security, investments cannot thrive.
All right, Mr. Feta, we'll stay with the New Telegraph. It has a lot of things we can binge on before we go to other papers. Let's see how quickly we can do that. Two things I would like you to speak to. Just above that, below that nameplate, where you can see the FIRS boss, Zach Adedeji, where it talked about FIRS warns against politicizing tax administration, debunks Atiku's claims on revenue collection. And now this has to do with the bringing on board of one of the collecting agents for the federal government. You know, 2026 is going to be a lot of tax conversation besides the elections coming on. And Alhaji Atiku Abubakar had raised concern that this is almost, is it connected or looks like a back route to Alpha Beta, which has been a controversial issue as to who owns it, whether it's owned by the president, whether it's his conduit, or there are so many things. You know a lot about Alpha Beta. Every other year, because it's a problem. I don't know why we cannot unravel it once and for all. Anyway, what he's saying is that the government should not go through this middleman situation of always collecting taxes, that the system is efficient enough. Of course, when middlemen come in, they have their own commission or their payment system. As far as tax collection is concerned, he's seeing it as a conduit to politically exposed persons for state capture. And well, the FIRS has come to say that's not exactly. In fact, don't politicize this. Leave us to do our work. Should we leave them? Should they leave them to do their work, or there's a valid argument from Atiku Abubakar?
No, there's a valid argument. Just you mentioned Alpha Beta, the one as regard to collection of revenue or tax in Lagos State. You know, they are saying it. You know, not just when you are doing something that gives room for people to question the act or rationale behind it, people will definitely speak. So my own is that, was it transparent? What are the processes leading to the middleman or the consultant they want to get? I think the issue of consultancy should be on the basis of advice, not to execute the main project that you want to do. Oh, this is what we intend to do. We want to generate more funds. We want to bring more people into the tax force so that they can, you know, pay their tax. What are the things that you think we need to do? Pay the person, but saying the third party or middleman, of course, is going to take his own commission, and we are clamoring, we are borrowing money, you know, every now and then to, you know, to fund some infrastructure project and all of that. And you need more money, not that you know, asking someone to come and be in charge and even take chunk of the money. But Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, you know, he's saying the obvious. And of course, we need to put our torchlight into that and let the man in charge of our tax to come up and say, this is the process that led to, you know, picking this, and this is the reason why we need it. It's not about being politicized, but if you do something and you give room for question, people will definitely talk.
Okay, before we go to the next, I told you that there are some things on the, because I think the company has literally taken over the front page of almost all the dailies, so we just have limited things. But there's just above that nameplate, above the nameplate of the new Telegraph, you see something that everyone should pay attention to. Telecom, according to the telecoms companies, hostile states to lose out in potential $1 billion investment windfall. Hostile states to lose out because telecoms companies, they've been complaining of the business environment in Nigeria and sometimes in certain states where there's multiplicity of levies and fees. I think it came to almost 30-something or 40-something when we spoke to them here. And they said, look, this is not good. In fact, they pay for, they call it, is it effervescence fee? I've forgotten the right name, more like the smoke that their generators produce at their base stations. They pay as much as that. You know, when they bring their diesel or whatever to their base station, as you're traveling, area boys will collect, maybe police will collect as you go to the village. Everybody wants to collect one way or the other. So what do you think is the big message here, and how should states react to this concern by the telecoms company?
First and foremost, I think those particular states that will be affected should do more what I call orientation, you know, engaging their people, the host community, wherever all those masts are being placed or erected. Because just like you said, they are going to lose out, and it's not good for them, because every day we communicate for our businesses, for family, for religious purpose, whatever it is, there's always a communication and talking about data, making the world a global village so that you can have an access. So I'm sure they should lay down the figures to them, and of course they should talk to their people, especially the local government can help in these issues, so that they can look at it. When this infrastructure comes, it's going to create more jobs, it's going to make our state, our local community more viable or attractive to businesses and investment, you know, so that people can do their work and all of that. So local government need to come in and talk with the state government as well. Look at the investment that is coming. If it comes, there are going to be substation, people who are supplying, you know, diesel, the tanker driver, the filling station, and so it's snowballed to so many. It's not just the mass to come and, you know, erect the mass or come and fuel it or the generator. So there are a lot of value chain that are attached to it. So they should let people see to it and be transparent. And of course, all those communications companies as well, in terms of CSR too, they should take it to the locals, not just recharge 1,000 and you might design out of 20 million. So maybe one person will win a car. No, go to the local, the host community, and do some form of empowerment, some form of enlightenment, so they will feel belong, because they felt that anytime you come around, whether to fuel the generator or to restore something, it's just for their time, you know, to get from what they term the national cake. So more of orientation, more of CSR in those host communities, and of course the government, they should do more to talk to their people, so that they look at the value chain of what that meant to the state and the local government as well.
Well, let's get to switch gears to the international daily independence, rather. MPC faces tightrope walk as inflation pressures mount. This leads with the economy. The Monetary Policy Committee of the CBN there faces tightrope walk as inflation pressures mount. And I mean, Mr. Feta, we're getting to that point of the year, really, December, when the prices of goods and services always gets to skyrocket. But I wonder what you perhaps see playing out here. There's the pressure, of course, on the CBN and the leadership, as well as the Tinubu administration, especially as we continue to build up to the 2027 elections.
Yeah, one of the things that the government can do to, you know, take all the even pressure apart from the masses, and first and foremost, most of all those banks, you want to get a loan, almost double figure, not almost double figures, you know, and they can say, okay, from maybe Ember month or from November, December, January, that whatever loans that we are giving to, you know, so as to mitigate against inflation, can you bring it down with 5%, you know, let the number be reduced so that people can breathe a fresh air. And as well, I'm still an advocate of they should do more of our mineral resources. They should let it be sourced for, let it be gotten with our local currency so that naira can be more, sought after in international markets. I was telling someone that, coming to, for example, coming to Joburg, I have to change naira to dollar. And when I'm leaving tomorrow, when I got here, I changed the dollar into rands, and I'm going back, I will do the same process, which makes me lose almost 20 to 25% of the money to someone who does not know that I'm in existence. You understand what I'm saying? So let our mineral resources be sold in naira so that the pressure, because our market is being dollarized, so to say. So the pressure on monetary policy committee, talk to some of these banks, lower, and even transportation company, a kind of subsidy. The federal government can say for the the next 2 months. I'm not saying tax holiday total percent, 50% reduction. Just here and there that can make people to breathe and mitigate against inflation, so that purchasing power could be high as well, so that people can at least can say yes, they are contributing, they are feeling the impact of government, because just like you said, December is here, things will begin to go higher from food, commodity, from household commodity, transportation, people who are traveling to meet their loved one, back in the village or at home. So those are the things. Even in aviation, talk to the airlines, give them a kind of incentive so that they can reduce maybe 20%, 30%. I know some states in Nigeria, especially Lagos State, that people who are traveling to the east, or within, let's say, Christmas Day and New Year Day, that all those land bus, or what they call them, is free, just to make sure that people have a sense of belonging. You have taken so much from people from January to November. Just give them some things to breathe. It will serve as a mitigation against inflation, and those people too can have a means of making sure that our monetary policy too is in betterment, or the decision they are making is in betterment for the people of Nigeria.
All right, Mr. Feta, just before we let you go, 2 more things on the pages of the Daily Independent. Word from the president on monitoring security situation nationwide. Tinubu assures. That's a page 29 read on the Daily Independent. Reassuring words from the president?
Yeah, so to say, let's just say I want to commend him that he's not back on coming to G20, so that I said he was monitoring the situation, getting real-time feedback, because sometimes leadership is by example. When the nation is burning down and you take a trip, of course, those people you put in charge of security, they are going to relax as well. So monitoring the security situation, getting bit by bit information and making decisions, because if he's not on ground or he's not talking to the chiefs, the service chief, who knows? But since they are getting some results, I should feel that they should just go ahead. Mr. President should do more by mentioning people who are behind this evil, who are behind this kidnapping. At least you said some, whether they were released or escape, the government, the security agency, they have done fantastic job. Who are the people that were arrested in the process? Who are the people negotiating for them? Who are the ransom paid or they are not paid? Who receive it? How do you track these people? So that we can't have a state within a state. Monitoring situation, I'm feeling that monitoring security, I'm feeling that just to make sure Nigeria is safe. So for me personally, I just felt that Mr. President can do more by naming those people who are behind this evil, who are perpetrating this evil of kidnapping, and making sure our state is safe.
Yeah, Mr. Feta, just if you can do this in 1 minute. If we go to the Daily Monitor, one of the, of course, the big story, but just above that, below the nameplate, one of the inside stories there. DHQ probes claims of troops withdrawal before Kebbi school abduction. The Kebbi State Governor, Nasser Idris, had complained that who gave the order for the withdrawal of troops, because apparently they had intel. And not too long, I think barely 1 or 2 hours after the troops left, that's when these, whether it's terrorists or bandits, wherever they are, struck and took away those 25 schoolgirls. I just want you to speak on that, just in 1 minute.
Yes, I think the government should be transparent about it. In fact, the governor said 30 minutes. That means there's an inside information. That means there's someone who is leaking information or selling out our troops. So that should be investigated. That should be made public. In fact, so that to serve as a deterrent. It's not a time to be shielding one highly placed individual, no matter how or the party it belongs to, whatever. They should make it public, and we want to see Nigeria want to see the end of the investigation, and that also will boost the confidence of the people who are even giving the information or whistleblower as the case may be. Because for government to make such a statement, and it also shows that the military, they've confirmed that we are going to investigate, not just do the talk but walk the walk.
Zadini Fetayo, thank you so much. Zadini Fetayo is a publisher of Megastar Magazine, a journalist joining us from Joburg, South Africa. Thank you. We appreciate you, sir.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. It's my pleasure to be here.
All right, we'll take a break and we'll get to the very first conversation for today. State of the Nation, Gbadebo Rhodes Vival, for the former Labour Party governorship candidate in Lagos State, will be joining us to x-ray the state of the nation, bordering especially on security and partly the economy. Join us in a moment. We'll be right back.